Hi everyone, it's the 2nd of November and it's just one day left to the big 2020 presidential elections, and hopefully the results come out pretty soon. Uh, Interesting times indeed. So let's look at the poll data today, and I will use my algorithm, if you want to call it, to correct them to see um, who's going to win the 2020 presidential elections, and also how many votes they get. I think that the number of votes is easier to uh, predict compared to the electoral college. So let's see. Let's quickly go to 5:38. Let's see what's happened today. So we have Biden with a net lead of 8.4% percentage points, and there are a lot of polls here. I think we have the A-rated poll, which is giving Trump 8 + 8, and then there's quite a few polls giving Biden +12, +10, and some of these A-rated polls have him at +3, +4. So let's see the figure. It's 8.4. Now let's plug that into my spreadsheet. So 8.4. So in summary, at this level, which you would think that Biden would be wiping the floor with Trump, my modeling actually tells me that Trump will win this election. Okay, let's see how I have come to that conclusion. So 8.44% lead. So I have this pi factor, which is basically it factors in the stigma of openly voting for Trump, or in the UK for Brexit. So it tends to silence people. So people are not open enough, are not opening up to their real preferences as far as voting is concerned. So you take the pi factor of 5, and then there's a poll margin of error margin of 2 to 3%, sometimes 4% here. What I'm doing is, in these circumstances, uh, which probably been applicable since 2015, uh, you have to correct the pollster data. You have to add a further 2%, which is basically you're taking 1% of the votes which have gone to Biden, and then you're swapping it over to Trump. That gives the 2% lead. So net it's 7%. That's basically, if you look at it from a high level, I'll create a detailed video on how these numbers came up. But at a high level, essentially 3.5% of the votes which are being counted as Biden votes will be transferring over to Trump. That's all that's happening there. So you have 8.4 minus 5 minus 2, that's 1.4 percentage points. So that's the net adjusted Biden lead. Okay. Now let's look at some actuals. So this is the 2nd November data here. So this was yesterday's data. Now we'll look at today's data. So these are some actuals. So Hillary got 65 million, Trump got 62 million total votes, and the turnout was 55.7. This time, obviously, it seems like the turnout will be slightly higher. It will be 58%. Let's take it that way. We can tweak that if the turnout goes, the actuals actually go higher. But I predict it will be around 58%. Let's see. So that gives Biden. Sorry. Now, if you look at the pollster data, and if the polls are right, at 8.4 percentage points and a 58% turnout, Biden should get 72 million votes and Trump gets 61 million. That's a Biden lead of 11 million, right? That's basically the whole of the United States. If you were to see, it would be pretty much blue, except for a few pockets here and there. But my prediction would say that at a 58% turnout, Biden would be predicted to get 68 million votes and Trump gets 66 million votes. So the net Biden lead would be just 1.8 million. Biden's still leading, okay, but the difference is just 1.8. Now, that is not enough for Biden to win the electoral college. Okay, so if you look at the lead required, I've taken a figure of 3 million. I actually think it'll be around 3.5 million. But if it's even at a low estimate of 3 million, the lead is not even close enough for 3 million. So Biden is trailing by around 1.1 plus million, and Trump wins the election. So that's the prediction from today's data, and let's see how this pans out over the next few days. Uh, I also ran the model on Brexit, the same model, literally just applied it to the data that we have here in the UK, and the predictions were fairly accurate. So I'll create a separate video for that because that will probably need a bit of explaining separately. So for now, as of today, at 8.4, Trump is winning. Thanks, everyone.